All right. Back live again, and it shows I have internet. I just sent Hank the new link. What a mess. My goodness. Okay. We back. Sorry, folks. That was a daggum debacle. Couple technical difficulties tonight. So I got the internet working, was accidentally on my phone and the computer at the same time. So I meant to hit leave on my phone so the live would be good, and I accidentally hit end stream. And you can't redo the stream through StreamYard. So, all right. Well, here we go. We'll see if we get anybody to join back. Hank might not even join back now. Yeah, I did a speed test before and I had 0.1 meg. It was messed up. So we'll let people start trickling in here. I'll take the link off of Instagram. Because that's not the right link. But dude, look at that. 70 some people already on. 77 people. Yeah, 1997 speeds. Yeah, dude, that was Hank's like, something's jacked up with the internet. You're all pixelated. So yeah, we back. Now we just gotta get Hank in here. I got my my dial-up fixed here, so we're good. My mom was on the phone, so my dial-up wouldn't connect. Remember those struggles? Patiently waiting for the link. Yeah, I didn't even know how to get a link out of the old one, but I deleted that one as to not confuse everyone. ASL. Oh, those were the days. Sent a new link to. Okay, I let Hank know I sent him a new link. Okay, what do we got? Glad to see you're back live. Yes, took a few lives off. Had some family stuff. Camped last weekend. Had something going on. I think the week before. It's been what, 3 weeks maybe. So you know, the life things get got to get caught up here. So. Damn, bass hole. Been seeing a bunch of 7-pound fish up here in New Hampshire. Holy crap. I would like some of those. I caught a pretty solid fish that you guys will see. Will that be, let's see, what video? That might be the next video, actually. I caught a 6-pounder down in Missouri when I was visiting my grandpa. Went down there and went fishing to a lake that I grew up fishing. So I think that'll be the next one. Oh no, 2 videos. I've got a kind of a fun bank fishing challenge where I took out just some ultralight stuff. It was the bank and creek kit from LureNet. Took it out and did a little challenge, and actually the little spinner bait in there ended up being the absolute juice. All right, we're live, Hank. So are you ready to jump in live? Okay, he's ready.
Because right. I'm the.
Oh no, I was waiting. You've been notorious for belting off about stuff when we're live. So, Corey donated $5 so I can upgrade my dial-up internet. Thanks, Corey. Maybe I'll look into fiber optic instead of my dial-up. Question, Daniel. All right, I'm just kind of letting people trickle back in here. We're going to get back to going here. But for anybody that's in the chat new, I have seen some new people filtering in on videos and stuff, which is cool. This is Mr. Hank, the Bass Geek. Also has an awesome channel doing amazing vidges and stuff out there. So if you're into bass fishing, give Hank a follow. He'll learn you some things.
Please, because someone has apparently waged war on my channel.
Uh-oh. Did you get are you still having troubles from the hack or what?
Dude, we finally recover. May is a great month. I get up to go to work one morning and I get a Google security alert, saying that somebody was on my laptop. Well, my laptop was off and in my bag.
What?
And dude, I go and I don't even open that. I've got another computer, open it up, change all my passwords, go into YouTube, go into permissions, and sure enough, there's an account in there that I did not put there. So luckily, Google caught it this time and killed them. But apparently, here's the bad news about if you ever get hacked. you go to Google jail or YouTube jail for about 3 months. It takes you about 3 months of consistent, just busting butt, don't miss nothing to get your views and stuff back up.
Dude, yeah, I can't even imagine. It's just like it's one thing to steal from. I know none of it's good, and I'm not trying to justify it. It's one thing to steal from like a store or something if you need food or something, but like to steal directly from like a person or like hack it, just like I can't tell you how
And
much
for no good reason, dude. Like, I mean, they're idiots.
Yeah.
The stuff that they could get access to for me on that.
Just to screw with your account. Like,
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, I mean, it's not like, you know, I didn't mean to make this about complain about.
No, hey, dude, we haven't talked to you for a while, so it's
but
I'm just happy.
Anyway, that was just, you know, man, it's just been crazy, dude. And then, you know, unfortunately, you get a whole bunch of porn bots, which apparently is and I've looked both of them up. Like, it's, you know, apparently the hack thing is going around YouTube. There's a lot of channels I watch that have had it happen to them now. And so are the bots. I seen one of
the fem bots they're always right away in my videos. I need to send them like a thank you card because within the first 3 seconds of my video dropping, I've got like 6 fem bots in there saying how much they like my videos.
I started figuring out how to block them though, so it takes a lot of work.
Oh, dude, I tried, and it's just their new accounts over and over, and I'm just like, I can't even.
You have to go in and word block them, dude. And it's all stuff like, you know, like you sit there and think, okay, what is a word or a phrase a fisherman would never use? And I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them because, you know, they're giving you this, you know, whole, yeah, your video was the funniest. With mine, that's a tough one. You know, I'd have to keep that one. But
this guy, yeah, dude, I know, dude.
It's been crazy. It's been crazy.
Struggles. Daniel, let's see. Daniel in the house. Member, thank you, Daniel. Question: is 75 yards braid, 30-pound test enough line on the zillion? Plan using it for just bass, maybe pike. Oh yeah, that'll definitely be good on the old zilly. I would say there's very few times that you're going to be spooling that on a cast. So yeah, the zillion. I don't care what kind of line and type you put on, it's going to be a good reel. People saying Bass Geek's the man, Geek the Bass Man. Welcome back, Hank. Yes. Let's see. I'm just going to try to get through. Oh, there's Jim. We were trying to get Jim on tonight, but he's too busy working, dang it, which stinks. We'll get you on sometime, Jim.
Washington, how many trucks? It was 420 in one night, wasn't that what he said?
I don't know, something like that. 764 trucks.
I mean, it was a lot.
It was a bunch, yeah.
Like he might have been the 400 and some just by lunch, is what I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go back, but yeah, a crap ton of trucks. So he's working his butt off. Good on you, dude, for working.
I'm kidding. He did not say for it.
Let's see. What we got here? Ralph in the house. What's up, buddy? Excited to get out and fish with you both. Ralph, I can't wait for you to come through. It'll be cool. Ralph's going to stay the night at my place. Well, if he wants to. Awesome. We didn't work anything out yet, but I told him he's got a place to stay. So I figure if he's coming through, stay here. We'll get a day figured out to fish. I'll take day off, and he can go shopping downstairs in DEBO'S Tackle Emporium. Hey, Patrick in the house. What's up, Patrick?
What's going on, Patrick?
I was just talking to. Let's see. So let's talk. What about fishing in your area? So was I live when I said that? I was talking about the vegetation-filled lakes. Oh yeah, I was.
Oh well, I don't.
Vegetation-filled lakes, and yeah, fishing here, kind of in that.
Well, it kind of blows my mind. Like, are you in full summer? Like, is it summer? What's your day and nighttime temperatures up there?
Yeah, I mean, today was 80. What was it here today? Let me just tell you. It's higher than it should be right now, but we're getting to that time where it's going to be warm.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're about 2 weeks behind. That's what I was saying earlier.
So we got a high 86 tomorrow. I think it was same today, like 86.
Yeah, that's we were.
overnight temps, I'm guessing like what, 60 maybe? Oh, tonight's low is 68. So
Yeah, I don't think our
warm.
lows are that high yet. Maybe they are. I haven't looked in a few days.
So what's it like for you? What kind of stuff are you seeing?
I was out about a week and a half ago, and we were still. So we were on South Holston. It has to be at least a week and a half ago, and I'm telling you, dude, like it's 68. You know, we had a little bit of a cold front come through. Rained that day. It was only like 70 some. I mean, we're finally getting some 80 temps, but it's just been weird. And I seen my first, bluegill beds of the year. So it almost feels like we're still in pre-spawn.
Wow. Yeah, there was all kinds of bluegills on beds and spawning. It was busy here when we were out. I camped last weekend, and yeah, it was super clear water, so it was interesting to see all the beds and all that. Let me see. So the question we got here real quick, you can go ahead and keep talking. So what, well, I guess if you're still kind of pre-spawn, so are you moving out?
Not pre-post, just yet? Early, like late post-spawn. Sorry.
Oh, post-spawn. Oh, okay. I was saying like pre-spawn. Holy cow. So like, are you going to start moving out now or?
Yeah, we had a day where I think it was our last video or the video before last, but, where we caught, you see that one where I was in the thumbnail, I was holding up the 4 smallmouth.
Yep.
We had a pretty good day that day. I wished we had some videos to film after about 1 o'clock. And because, I mean, you get a day or two on the water. And so I got to fish about the first, first half of the day and tried to force feed them, dude, up shallow, with a spinner bait and a small swim bait, and because the shad were flipping everywhere. Mm-hmm. After that, I couldn't get a bite, so I went out and started throwing a big 1/2 ounce underspin out in like 25, 30 foot of water, and we started clocking them. I was like, "What?" Nice. I was like, "What are you doing out here?" But I started noticing the shad moved off the bank. Right around, about that 9, 10 o'clock as the sun come up, which we got lucky too. We had overcast all day. So sorry, I don't mean to break my whole day on the water.
No, you're good. I'm just confused. I don't know if Do It Molds is not selling it anymore, which would be really stupid because it's a bestseller right here, but it doesn't go to it and it doesn't show the mold. That's the mold. So if you go somewhere else like Barlow's or what's the other one? Lure Parts online. If you look for the round ball head mold, that one, you'll just have to modify your jig mold to take one size heavier hook, because the hooks that come in that one are lighter hook than the War Eagle Heavy Finesse. So it's like a 1 step up, like a 2X hook. If Patrick's still in here, he could give you the exact specifics, but it's like a 2X in the Do It deal. So Diggs with the $5 bomb, so I can get rid of my dial-up internet. Thanks, Diggs. Okay, so let's see. So moving into summer fishing. So for you, I know it'll be kind of cool to see the differences for some of this, and I know we've talked about that, in the past, a lot of more ledge stuff. I don't know how much like shallow summer fishing like you get to do. Maybe it depends on the lake, but
shallow for me is like spring and some fall. That's about it. So it stinks.
so let's pick like 2 lures that you think you're going to focus on this summer that either have always been consistent or 3. We can just kind of go through, play back and forth. So like, I'll kind of talk more of the grassy, shallower lakes. So like, for example, tomorrow going to a little bit bigger lake than I fished today. I think it's like 800 acres, 700 acres. So it's not, not big in the grand scheme of things, 600 acres, something like that. But bigger than the lake I fished today, which was like 50 acres. And it was just choked already with grass. And it's just, yeah. And it's so hard to fish because it was like that hairy, mossy grass that grows like all the way up in strings. So like I would hit it in my kayak and instantly just balls up the kayak. So I was constantly trying to clear that. So then I ended up just taking it up and just paddling, which sucks. I don't know how anybody does paddle kayaks. That's rough on the old shoulders getting through all that. But so
I'd
for
be out of
example,
breath in like 2 paddles.
what's that?
That's what I'd look like about 3 paddles in.
So I'm thinking, like, on a lot of the lakes around here, like the lake I'm going to has a lot of riprap. I would like to say I'm going to crank it, but it depends on how slimy and grassy it is. So like for me, and I know I kind of alluded to some of this in the video that I did, but either a chatterbait or a swim jig, I think is going to be a player. Today I was throwing a chatterbait, a DEBO specific, and actually that'll be one of my giveaways. I'll get that when Hank's talking here. I'll make one up for you all. I'll make up the exact one I was fishing, but one of my subscribed fishing friends, if you didn't check out the latest video, sent me some blades that he made, and put the DEBO emblem on them. It's pretty badass. Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm going to keep one, and then I think do those as giveaways for other folks to have. I'm going to make one up for him, but pretty dang cool. So swim jig or chatterbait, just because I don't know how grassy it's going to be. So they're kind of a staple right now.
I can
what about
see
you?
It'll be it'll start getting deeper and deeper here. So I'd say until close to the end of July, you'll see probably big and small spoons a lot. I think they're going to be an early player right now for me because they're just now moving out.
That is the exact phrase, Rob. Yes, that's the exact phrase you need in the
yes. You got to block that one.
Box.
That's the one you block, no doubt.
Always, dude. Your videos are such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
I'm like, hell, get out of here, nerds. Yeah, it cracks me up. So Hank, actually, I've got a question for you. So I want to, as a noob, an electronics noob, I'm getting better at it slowly. I want to focus on deeper cranking. Somebody sent me some sick OSP plugs. I don't know how deep they dive to. Maybe I'll jump on Tackle Warehouse and see. I've never thrown any OSP cranks or anything, but what would you give a noob to trying to get into a little bit deeper cranking? Like, are you looking for humps? Are you looking for like a brush pile to crank over? Like, what are the things you look for to get on like a deeper crank bite?
Well, I think the easiest thing to start with, if you're around areas with a lot of grass, you're going to target those inside outside edges. So it's going to be something where you're going to hope maybe there's a hump, they're pulling up there, they're something like that. Or there's going to be, you're just going to work that outside where that stuff is going to be, where you're going to see some rocks and some bass. But here for me, man, I mean, 90% of the time, depth is relative.
Right. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Deep cranking for me, I'm talking like 12, 15 feet-ish probably is my deep crank.
That's kind of what I call.
Hank's like, well, that's my shallow square bill. I'm throwing a square bill in that.
Yeah, well, no, 12, you're starting to get there. 15 now, we're talking. But no, it's just look for edges, man. Point edges. Look for.
That's like the only thing I know. Yeah, like points, like deep cranking on points, and then I end up skipping it. But that's the only like really.
If you got any kind of electronics, you're gonna side imaging. You're gonna look for that. You're gonna look for something. Oh, dude, this should be so easy out where you're at because it's all so flat. Side imaging should be your best friend.
I'll have to pick your brain on electronics too. My buddy Brando, which I need to hit up. I haven't talked to him for a minute, but we were talking electronics and stuff. The only thing I hate about mine, I've got like an old, it's like the Lowrance Hook Elite, whatever. So it's like the greenish screen, and it wasn't very expensive. But the thing I hate about it is it's not see it in all sunlight. So like when there's sun behind me, I can't see the screen at all. And it's like, so I need to upgrade. I know. But anyway.
But I mean, how many? What size is it?
A 9-inch.
Well, I run 9 inches forever. Caught a
Yeah, it's
ton.
the size is fine. It's just that I
Yeah.
can't, if there's any sun, I can't see it. Whereas
Yeah,
like
and
Brando
that
was
does.
showing me, he's like, yeah, they make different ones like these, on his boat. I'm like, I didn't even like know that was a thing when I bought it. It was on sale and I got it for, a good deal. So I was like, hey, goodbye.
You should have. I think they make like sunscreens. I don't know exactly for that
They
size.
do. It's like a little like clip-on shade thing, but I'm
Yeah,
like, I feel like that's just jank. I just need to, because if the sun's behind you, that's not going to help.
yeah. I'm thinking about getting one of those though for my live scope
Mm,
because, dude, where that sits up there and it sits down like this all the time.
sure.
You'll see me. I'll be out there and I'll be getting ready to throw a top water, and I'm doing this like. Let me put my hand right there. I think that's
Trying
where
to
the
get it
fish
dialed
is.
in.
Yeah, I'm holding the rod, and I'm like, I think the fish.
Holy crap. I didn't realize these cranks were that expensive.
What are they? Oh, the deeper ones? Yeah, man.
I don't know. Yeah, $25 a piece. Holy crap. Somebody,
Dude, you should see my box.
let me hold on. I'm gonna grab them. I'm gonna have you take over. What's your lure? Did you say yet?
Yeah, I said the one of the lures I'm looking forward to early is like big and little flutter spoons.
Oh, yeah. Spoons are not my forte. I think
Oh, dude.
because you'll
Well,
get
they
into
were,
walking baits, right? That's a summer
were
deal for you out there. Off
oh,
those
dude,
points.
walking baits and the good old prank, man.
I got one. I got one over there.
Dude, and you'll hate it at first because it's totally different than anything you've ever fished.
Well,
And you
no,
have
because
to
I know what to expect now.
you have to, like, if you want, like, I like them to spit, not plop. And if you pull down at all or to the side at all because of the bill, it will go bloop. And so I'm more of I want to make that sort of somebody just barely spit in the water, which is a measurement maybe only known here in the Appalachian Mountains.
Somebody just spit in the water.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted to do. And to get it to do that, you have to come up with it. You have to. And but golly, dude, you can crank that thing and the kick it gets, especially with that feather treble on it. When you get it to move, you can get it to move fast and it'll look real good. But if you can get it to go just where it
Like
does
it's kicking, swimming, kind of.
Woo! Stand back, boys. You better get you one.
Settle down there. Settle down now. Hold on. I'm going to grab these real quick. Hank, what do you got? Answer this question for me, please.
I'm going to grab it. Recommendations. Oh. I'll tell you what, you should look up Douglas. Let's see. Well, 150 to 200. So Douglas makes these arrow rods. You can only get them on their website, but they go for $100. They're great. They actually have everything on the side. I would get, if you want to go drop shot Ned rig. I don't know how deep you're fishing, but I fish a lighter drop shot weight than I do a Ned rig weight. So they're a little bit different. But I would get I think they've got one that is just for the Ned rigs. And then it's really hard to beat that lose just the good old speed spin. I think it's like $49-$59. So that right there would maybe cross over just a touch for you. No, $150. It'd be right at $160, I guess.
So was it spinning reel recommendations 150 to 200 for drop shotting Ned rig? Finally got my first custom. Oh, nice, Jim. Yeah, dude. There's so many options at that price. Even $100. The Shimano Neck Save.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, not the Neck Save. The Nasi. The Neck Save is $50. Nasi is $100. Miravel, dude. Miravel for me, $130. You can get it on sale for less than that. It is an excellent one. I actually just got, because I've used the Daiwa Regal, which is like $70. I just got the Revros, which is the $50 reel. Dude, I was super impressed by that for a $50 reel. I know a while ago, who was it? Baxter said check out some. Somebody else said, check out the Revros. And yeah, for the money, I need to put time in on it. I don't know if it's going to stay smooth and feeling good, but I just got a 1000 one for some of my lighter stuff. So yeah, lots of good options. Lots of good options for that price. Okay, so I looked them up, and this was the one. So 12 to 15 foot is what they sent me. OSP Blitz EX.
OSP makes some great baits, dude.
Oh, and Blitz Max. What's the difference? Is that one deeper, I guess?
I don't know.
Blitz
On that
Max.
one.
This one. Guessing
Probably
maybe
higher
it
end.
looks like a bigger bowl.
Probably
10 to 14. So 12 to 15, 10 to 14. Okay, so basically in that area. So for these, you're thinking, because I've got one tied on. I just dropped the others. I tied one on for tomorrow. Okay, so that's going to be something I want to try to do. I feel like I'm going to be a lost dog trying to catch on it, but
you're just really just fish that major cover or that major structure, man, where you think they should be. Go out there deep enough and crank. If you find a drop off or a row of trees or, stumps or something out there, go out there and just power crank the heck out of it. Maybe stop and go a little bit, keep your kayak out, kind of in that depth range.
Just cast parallel to it
and just chuck and wind.
I can do that. I'm good at chucking and winding. Let's see. So I said chatterbait swim jig for my first one. Second one, man, gotta go frog. And I think this one might kind of tie over because depending on the area, I'm gonna kind of dual head that one with a frog / popper because like a popper is so good around here. Last year, hands down, the best lure of the year, popper. I tried all kinds of them. It was super fun. But yeah, during the summer here, under those, the tree overhangs, little shade lines, next to wood. I mean, it's such a versatile little bait. But again, like now, grass growing everywhere. Sometimes out of necessity, you have to do the frog. But the big thing is you don't have to have pads and slop and everything to throw the frog. It can be little pieces of wood. It can be, even like walking a frog on some of the riprap banks where there's just a little bit of grass. People think you have to have like these mats like Gunnersville and these crazy places to fish it, but you don't need all that.
I like a frog. If you get up up in the creeks, you can go skip one under or around brush. And that's gosh, during the summer it's about the only one, but for me, and everything kind of works in these tight timetables. Like right now we're still catching some on the bait fish spawns, and what'll happen is all the bass fry will move out, and then all the big bass will move out, and then that's when they start feeding. And around here that happens about mid-July, end of July, and then topwater season just fires up.
Yeah, I'm excited for some because right now I kind of feel like is in that lull. There's always a little kind of post spawn lull, and for me, it always feels like around the 4th of July, topwater kind of starts to really get crazy. Not that you can't have it before then. There's definitely good days, but for whatever reason, around then, kind of kicks off. But I'm tying that popper on and hopefully do some work on that tomorrow. GC, would you rather catch 24 pounders or 1 8-pounder? See, that's tough because I haven't broke the 8-pound mark for a PB, but honestly, I'd rather catch 24 pounders all day. Catching 24-pound fish in a day.
24 pounders.
Dude, yeah, I couldn't even
That's
imagine.
some sweet calling right there.
Dude, that would be insane. Yeah, 24 pounders all day. Interesting. You can see people leaving their answers. 1 8-pounder, 24s. I think it rained. I'll take 1 8-pounder. Yeah, see, that was kind of going to be my answer. It's like I almost have to choose one day of the 8-pounder to have my new PB, and then they're on for sure 24 pounders. Just got back from St. Clair. Best fishing of my life. All the fish are 3+. Oh, dude. I would crap on a day of catching nothing but 3-pounders. That'd be awesome.
It would be great.
Highs in the mid-60s. Neil in the house. Neil Bone, what's up, buddy? So what do you think? What's another one? What's another one you're going to be focusing on
So
and
for me,
throwing?
it's probably going to be next up would be the 5-inch, 6-inch swim bait and the bigger underspin. So right before
It's a
that top
staple
water
for
gets
you.
going, it's definitely going to be that swim bait because they'll start schooling up, but they'll be out there deep. Crankbait works good too if you got dirtier water, so you're on, and that'll go, right around end of June through the mid to July.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I definitely want to like. It just stinks because, and I know like I need to go to the river and stuff more. I'm not comfortable in the backwaters of the river. I don't know them enough to
Mm,
go kayak them, and I
yeah,
can't. I'm not going to fish the main river in the kayak. My balls aren't big enough for that. Um, and a lot of the lakes around here it just stinks because they grass up so much. So I know I need to make some special trips to find some places to do some different stuff, but I also like it because I can throw a frog and a swim jig, and that's some
it's
of my
hard to
favorite
beat,
ways to
man.
fish. So
That's
yeah,
that's what I was saying. I love it once you get to mid July and on because it is top water season. I go crazy.
Steven, who I'll be out fishing with tomorrow, just threatened my 14-year-old daughter's boyfriend. Fun time. Oh yeah,
Sometimes,
I'm looking forward to those.
sometimes I'm already through that. Thank God.
Yeah, paddling while trying to fish is the worst, dude. It's not even. I can't believe how much I take for granted my pedals. Yeah, trying to paddle and fish is awful. I don't enjoy it one bit. Ooh, bass. So imagine 24-pound smallies. Dang, yeah, that would be some insanity.
That'd be a good day. I've been lucky enough to catch some 20-pound bags of smallmouth. So that's
I,
one thing I can say. I'm lucky enough to have some good smallmouth fisheries close by. I mean,
yeah,
we're not talking about New York or Michigan, but we're talking about some of the best southern smallmouth you will find.
we've got some around. We've got, the river, big one. I need to
Yeah,
go do more of that, but
I don't
bass
blame you,
hole,
man.
throw some robo worms. I actually thought about throwing a drop shot there
Mm.
tomorrow. I've got some of the robo worms that Subscribe Fish and Friends sent me from the unboxing. So I think that's going to be the goal tomorrow. I'm only going to fish lures that were sent in from the unboxing and try to stick to it as much as I can. So should be fun. Yeah. Yeah. Brian, they sent me one that's like, it's the big OSP, Hank. So it's probably like the whole thing is probably like a 6-7 inch plug. Like it's a gigantic crankbait. He's like, this is probably a bit too deep for you to use, but he's like, you'll love the color. And it's like violet. It's like the lavender shad kind of violet flash or something they call it. I'm like, oh yes, I love the color.
Uh, how deep did it dive?
I don't know. It's all in Japanese on it, so I couldn't tell you how deep the thing dives.
That's the
There's a
Douglas is one
couple
of the
in
first
here.
places that the crankbait bite gets, and it should be, on maybe starting to
Oh, it's this one.
taper off.
3.5. Oh, it says 3.5 inch. That can't be right. Is that just talking about the body of it? Maybe
Probably.
that's just the body. I think it's this one, the Magnum EX, but 30 foot deep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's 2 ounces. It's almost 2 ounces. This must be the one. So 3.5 inch must just be the body they're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a gargantuan. Oh, here's the color they sent me. Purple haze.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think I've got some of those.
Dude, $30. I didn't realize this. Holy
Dude,
crap.
yeah. So, your cheap go to down here is the, 10XD. There's a couple of other ones that are, but we'll start throwing them about a couple weeks back probably and just work. And I mean, we'll long line those suckers too and do things to weight them to get them deeper.
That's how my dad caught his PB, which was like, I think the scale only said like 8.5, but it was one of the old crummy ones. And I just remember it in the tub because on that day you kept your PB. Dad took it home and he ate it. But
Yeah.
that thing was gigantic. So I'm like, Dad, can you imagine if you had a good like digital scale? Could have been a 9-10 pounder for Iowa. That's gigantic. But
Yeah. That's huge.
um,
That's huge here.
yeah, he was throwing some of those floating Rapala minnows weighted, kind of like a Carolina rig, and they were bouncing them by wood
Yeah.
piles. Is how he caught it.
People always think that's a joke, but there's a lot of people around here that do that sort of thing, kind of Carolina Reed crankbaits.
Yeah, Carolina Red crankbait. Yep. Yep. Am I getting a scope? Dude, if I had the money, I would. I am definitely not anti-scope. The amount you can learn from it is really neat. It's like a fine line between I don't want to get too much crap on my kayak, but I would like to try it. So I don't know.
I would advise anybody, if you're going to spend money on
I agree to
any sort of graph, go buy that new Lowrance one that's got the live scope on it. Don't worry about side image.
Oh, the Eagle Eye?
Yeah. Don't even buy one for side and down images.
So how tough is that for, because like that one has a little bit narrower cone, right? Because you're talking about the $1,000 one that's all in one.
Yeah, it's got a little bit narrower cone, but
so is it hard to see your bait and stuff with that one? Harder?
Not really. I mean, you just have to get used to, how it falls and tracks. It just takes time. But yeah, I swear, because especially if you're in a kayak, because all you're doing is trolling ever, that's you're trolling. So even if you're fishing one spot, you're still, you'll get to the point where you're still looking around.
Right.
And
right.
You're right, dude. The most amazing thing about it for me is that the stuff that I have learned from it is incredible.
Yeah, it's I'm just barely, like, when I get out on the boat with Brando, he actually got another live scope to put on the back for me. So he's got two on it.
Wow.
Like, yeah, he's bougie. And
wow, yes.
yeah, I was able to use it, and like I caught my first fish on the bottom of a drop off with a stupid tube. I saw the fish, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw down to it, and I watched him come up, and it's some cool feeling to be able to see the fish like that. And I know there's a whole other tournament scene that pisses people off, and I get it. I understand the argument.
Hey man, I'm just fishing for fun, and I'll fish any damn way I want fishing for fun. Exactly. And I'm out there to catch fish. I ain't out there to look at scenery. I can walk out the front and back door to look at mountains all day long. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The amount you can learn. And like, I know you've talked about Topwater, being able to see those fish come up from so deep. I was throwing something one day, we were out, and the number of fish you have come up to a bait that you don't even know,
it makes you sick, dude.
Crazy. Yeah.
I went out the other day, and again, it was one of those days I got about 4 hours to fish. And the amount of fish I seen in 10 to 12 foot, because they hadn't moved out deep yet. So they're over there on the banks. There's bass feeding on 2-3 different bug, and the bluegill are spawning on, bug hatches. So like dude, it's freaking, they're just over there 10, 12 foot waiting for something to swim by and go chasing one of those cicadas or whatever, and whack. So, and never could bite. Had 2, 3. I would have sat there. I looked at one on Topwater, and I would have went, all right, I'm catching this fish, because he come up off the bottom like a rocket straight up, and then stopped. And I'm even sitting there looking at the water, going, how didn't I see that fish? And it's disgusting. Those days when you're out there and you can see those fish like that, dude, you can't get them to bite. It is disgusting. You are demoralized.
Joel, I didn't know that. I'll have to look. I don't recall any purple Daiwa rods. I'm all for purple though. Daiwa Fuego. Yeah, I forget about the Fuego. It's not $100 anymore. I think that's kind of why I've written it off, because I think they bumped it up to like 120 or something. But yeah, great reel. I just, for the money, the Regal at that price, I think has been super solid. So Fuego is probably a little bit smoother, but I don't know. For the money, I've absolutely loved that for $70, and get them on sale. Look for sales. So
who out there is with me that you hate that they're getting rid of the anti-reverse switch on spinning reels? I despise it. I hate it.
Nobody uses that except for you and the grandpas out there.
Cruel, man, cruel.
Yeah, I've hate. Here's the thing that I've noticed too, on the ones that I've used that don't have it, or when you shut the anti-reverse off, like on those ones, the reel's smoother. So I don't know if there's something in the switch or if it's in my head. I don't know, but
I miss it.
R.I.P. reverse reeling on your spinning reel.
Sad.
R.I.P. Toss the frog in pads in the rain for a few hours today. One hit. Oh, that stinks. I want some.
Sucks.
Want some more frogfish. I only caught one today, and I don't think I even got it on camera. I had
didn't
multiple
get
blow-ups
that whole day, and I could see them on live scope.
Oh.
It sucks. I mean, it was 4 hours. It was like, but holy God. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? I've never seen this before. Speaking of something, I seen this with my eyes. I seen 30-pound carp.
Bigfoot?
Hit topwater.
What?
I seen several carps hitting topwater. The cicadas were out there.
Eating the cicadas?
And they would come up like this and roll to their side so that they go get down. I'm not kidding.
Really?
I've never seen that before in my life.
I thought they ate like vegetation and stuff. Oh, I guess I'm thinking grass carp. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Casino. I like to use, I don't know the brands. I don't know that brand really matters, but find a good I think there's a Robo Worm brand one, but like the straight shank worm hooks I really like because they're less snaggy. I hate the open hooks. Hank could probably tell you better. He throws a drop shot more than me, but
no, I do not. Look, if I get to a drop shot or a Carolina rig type of day, it's beer and wings time. I'm leaving.
Enough of this. Whoops. I thought I hit terminal.
But, really on a drop shot, if you're going to throw, I mean, it really depends on what you're going to throw.
Like this type. Oh, and these are on sale.
Yeah. You can take 6-inch worm, or you can go to some sort of circle hook, nose hook them. I like to nose hook them if I'm in open water.
1 and 2 are out though. I was going to say like a size 1 or 2.
Believe it or not, I like to Texas rig them if I'm in like super clear open water because it actually settles some of the action down.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I hate getting snagged with a drop shot and taking 17 hours to, here we go. Texas rig drop shot hooks like this. Oh, that's the one I've been using is the Aaron Martin's G Finesse one. I bought those when they were on sale. Holy crap, those are $9 for a pole.
I like the grip pins too, man, from Mustad.
Yep, the Mustad grip pins. I have some of those, like this, Hayabusa. Any of these, really, any of this type, size like 1, I think, or 2 is what I've been using. But I'm definitely not the drop shot guy, so maybe check your references on some people that are really good with trap shots.
Yeah, not me.
Top 3 frogs. Well, I can tell you hands down right now, the one I'm reaching for is Berkeley Swamp Lord. Favorite frog on the market right now. I think they absolutely smashed that one out of the park. Super soft, great hooks, good gap to it. I think I would still say best budget is the Booyah Pad Crasher. Great budget frog, and probably third would still have to be the Spro as kind of like the standard of measurement.
But God, they're so expensive to be what they are.
I know.
And I don't
especially because it takes one pike bite to ruin your frog, and then it's out of commission until you mend it.
Thank God, that's another thing. Thank God we don't have any snot rockets around here.
Dude, they're so much fun to catch on topwater. I love it. Oh, there you go. So like Brian said, for weedless, I like a 2-aught gammy. So yeah, something in that range, I guess. Let's see. What do we got? What else for summer lures? Okay, I'll go for so the video I just did, I was talking about a fluke, which I do really like a fluke. But today I tied on something that is extremely common, fish catcher for a long time. Ton of people throw it. It's just something that I haven't thrown in quite some time. That's the wacky rig. I went.
Golly, I know, man. I was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah. And I went weighted wacky rig with the 16th because I was throwing it out in like 8 foot on the edge of grass, and I caught, I don't know, probably 15 fish. If you took all 15 of those fish that I caught and weighed them all together in a bag, it would probably be about 1 pound 10 ounces for all 18 of them together. So it was a dink fest. Let me tell you what.
But you were catching some. You were getting some bites.
I was catching something.
Sometimes during the summer, that's all you want.
And it was kind of cool to be able to figure that out on the edge of the grass. And with that weighted wacky head, I was using the VMC If you're into wacky rigs, I highly suggest there's a whole bunch of them out there, but the VMC bands, I love
Oh
them.
yeah. Hi, dude. Yeah, those are good.
Because so I was throwing the Yamamoto Senko that was in the subscriber unboxing. That was that Mike. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible with remembering names. Who sent it? But sent me the not the indigo ones. I did catch a couple on the indigo purple ones, but it was the green pumpkin, purple, green flake, whatever one was the one they really wanted. So when the Senko would rip, like when I get a short bite and rip it, I never lost a ring. So I had one ring the whole day.
Wow.
Which is these. So when you hook it, you hook your ring in perpendicular, these crossover rings. Yeah, it never comes off. It never came off. So I just put a new worm in the whole day. So yeah, they're not cheap, not like the regular O-rings, but you don't have to do the two O-rings, together and that type of thing that I used to do. I want to say 5 millimeters what I was throwing all day. So yeah, really recommend those.
That's cool that they come in other sizes.
Yeah, for like smaller Senkos or the thicker. Yep.
Well, you could use those for Nico rigging too.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And that's the cool thing. Oh, I didn't even point that out. This has 2 holes on it, so you can go perpendicular to the bait, like Hank is saying, if you wanted to Nico rig it, or if you want to go perpendicular to the bait, you can go like that, for a wacky rig. So yeah, it's got both holes already in there. So yeah, and then for a weighted wacky rig, if you've never thrown one of those, it would look something like, I think VMC has one like this. I just didn't have the one with the wire, but like that. So it's,
dude, I have lost so many fish on that style head.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't keep the wire on.
I mean, I throw like heavy, I throw weighted wankies all the time, but I swear to God, you know what I end up doing better with? I hate to admit this.
Like a worm hook on it?
Stupid. When I'm going weighted, a stupid shrooms
stupid
head.
tube?
No, a stupid shrooms head on
it. Oh, really?
I swear, dude, I've hooked more fish. I have gone through those hooks I kept with the ball heads on them.
Do you use an O-ring or do you go through the plastic of the bait?
A little bit of both. Just depends.
I wonder if that could be.
I've always been too lazy. I just.
Well, I noticed that happens on the wacky rig a lot. Like when I was catching them today, like the bait gets folded. So I think a lot of times it just gets folded on that hook, and you just don't get the penetration like you would with like a Texas rig.
Yeah.
Because if I'm throwing the same 5-inch Senko, I'm probably throwing like a 3/0 EWG hook.
Yeah.
And you've got tons of hook setting power with that. So.
Yep, I'd say you're right. I don't understand though why the shrooms head has always worked better for me. It's just like
I've seen a lot of people when they throw their wacky rigs, they'll just have like a regular round bin worm hook or something on there.
Yeah,
and I cringe, and they're like, "Well, no, works fine for me." And I'm like, "Oh, my OCD for that." I'm very OCD about some things and completely not OCD at all about like organization down here. You can see I'm clearly not OCD.
Oh yeah, whatsoever. If you could just see behind me, it's a very
6-inch hoodie. You throwing any hoodies?
I'm just so big it looks nice and organized. It's like
your frame
hey,
fills
let's
up
move this house. Oh crap!
Oh my God! Old dirty Hank. That's all right. I'm disorganized too. I'm trying to figure out. I started playing with it the other day, figuring out how I want to set this up, and I don't know. I'd have a window replaced. We had like 4 windows that broke over 2 winters, so I had to move everything out of the way here where my whole studio was to get to the window. Now I'm trying to figure out how the hell I want to reorganize. So I don't know. We'll see.
No, I'm with you. You ought to see what my boat looks like right now. There's just in that center compartment. It's now just soft plastic land. Just you got to move like a pile of soft plastics about this big to get to the actual cases.
Wopsies.
got to
speaking
film
of
with
somebody,
this today, so let me just throw these in here. Then I
oh,
really
oh
want to
yeah,
try these out too.
I'd rather have more than I need than get out there and not have something that I
Yeah.
wanted. I better throw this in.
God,
Um,
dude.
Wapsie, dude. Yeah, we need to get out. I don't know if you fished the Wapsie much, since that's in your name. I would assume a lot, but yeah, we need to go out and do that and find some. I forget about the Wapsie. Go find some smallies on that. You've
Oh,
been making some awesome baits. He's another local Iowa guy making baits and some cool stuff. Go check him out. Yeah, that'd be fun, man. Hit me up. That'd be a cool trip. Let's see, Brian. Small pond with a ton of grass. 3/0 owner twist lock. I do like the twist lock hooks for grass. You are right. With the mid rage bug or a little dipper 3.5-inch OSP do live is one of my favorites. Are you throwing them weightless? That's one thing I never do is throw creature baits like weightless. And the number of people that say they do that, and it's again one OCD thing. I'm like, if I'm throwing something weightless, it's going to be like a fluke or a Cinco.
yeah.
You don't throw creature baits weightless. That's a weighted Texas rig, okay? Now, if I were to throw like an 1/8 ounce weight on there, I'm completely fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
I'm with you. I'm exactly the same way.
Jermaine in the house. I don't know how I missed that. What's up, Jermaine? Okay, so how about you? How about you for the next one? So I said fluke / wacky rig. What's another one?
That is when we get finally to the Topwater, and it is going to be. There's going to be 3 baits, and they'll be tied on 3 rods. They literally each one have their individual rod. When I refer to these rods, they literally are specifically always tied on, and that is a
Dakota, man. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, Hank, but Dakota's been on point all night.
The Pearl Melon 1-knocker.
Let's go look at these. Yeah.
The Moon, I think it's called Moon Glow Prank, and I got this one in the paint shop, by the way.
Oh no, I just want to look at 1-knockers. I love the old spook. Which are you talking about? The which size do you throw?
I don't really. I mean, the bigger one. I've got
the regular spook.
Yeah. The 1-knockers are like whatever regular size is. Sad, I don't remember that.
So you're talking like Patrick. Was it 4.5 inch or 5 inch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the bigger.
Yeah.
What are these? 4.5 inch? Yeah, 4.5 inch.
3/4 ounce. You cast them a mile, man.
Cast that thing over a mountain. Do you ever see that out there?
Country mile. That's what we use.
I cast that over. Throw that football. Check and throw that football over that. Ooh, that is a sexy color. I do like that one a lot.
It's really transparent on the body, but it is for whatever reason they love that color, man.
That is a sick color.
And it's largemouth. Like I'm talking like it's largemouth season. I'm out there chasing huge schools of largemouth. Now that right there in the Spook Junior,
ooh,
that's chrome. In the Spook Junior, they a few years back, man, they had a sale of a certain color that they did, and golly, dude, I bought a bunch of them because they are smallmouth killers.
Really?
Yes.
I like that.
And they're real clear. They're real clear, like that same sort of herringbone pattern, kinda, but real clear.
That's a cool one too. Bonehead.
Yeah, I love that color.
Yeah, I don't throw the big one. I'm definitely a Super Spook Junior was like forever my go-to, but the Boyo has been my go-to the past few years.
But I'm telling you, man, you want the big bite, and it's a great summer lure because don't walk it fast, especially if you're going to walk it across. Walk it to where it goes, and that you can hear that knocker go. And dude, when it comes over those large heads, dude, they can't take it. I tie it on a loop knot. I take if it's got a split ring, which most of the time they don't, I tie a loop knot. And dude, if you've got the right rod reel combo with that, you can get that thing to walk, a complete 180 from side.
I know you had told me, and I think it was me, you and Patrick were talking about that. And you're like, dude, yeah, try a loop knot And yeah, you can get some way more exaggerated
Yeah, oh yeah.
action out of it, because I was never a loop knot fan, and I had to learn how to tie that non-slip loop knot, because I have tied this maybe like 4 times. Yeah, you can get some really good exaggerated. And since you said that, I think it was a couple years ago we were talking. I've done that for the little boyos, and it's so easy to walk those then. So here's the Super Spook Junior, and this one I like the there's that Foxy Mama. That's the one I like it in, is the Super Spook Junior.
Yeah, we had a drought last year, man. It really hurt because some of the real high highlands reservoirs, ones up on mountains that I like to fish, a little bit smaller during the summer. Dude, we couldn't catch them on anything but a completely clear with a white back treble hook all summer long. Their bite windows were so small because those lakes aren't generator lakes, so they don't pull current certain times. So it's just a current lake. It's a flood control. And dude, they don't get a lot of, it's mountain streams feeding down in these lakes. So
that's crazy.
Not a lot of oxygen. They end up with something that, I think pond and small, like lake kayakers and bank anglers do not think a lot about during the summer is the effects of a thermocline on a small body of water. They will thermocline before a lake will a lot of times. If they don't have really good current.
So how does that? So what exactly? Because is that the turnover portion of it, or what is the thermal?
Yeah. So what ends up happening during the summer? Oh man, I never can remember. Anyway, the cold water sinks. The hot water stays up. Well, the cold water is like a dead zone.
Because they don't go below the thermocline, right? That's just dead water.
Exactly. They won't stay down there very long. It has oxygen in it, I'm not, but basically they'll stay up above that, and they'll either stay above that, say on the banks, on structure, on grass, on, whatever's going to hold them, or they're going to literally suspend out in the middle. Maybe they like to be over a, hump or something that's out there, but because the thermoclines pushed them up so much. And I'm telling you, man, I think that's something that that's why I tell people all the time, they really need to pay attention to some of these. When you get into summer, some of these throw a lot more topwater, a lot more drop shot, a lot more mid-tier, throw a lot of ball head jigs. There's a ton out there like DEBO'S that's got the wing, and if you work them just right, they'll do this. There's the Duo. You can just shake one, because I'm telling you, I'll promise you, if that pond gets a thermocline in it, for a majority of the summer, they're going to sit out there over top of it in open water, and that's where your big fish are going to be, because nobody ever throws out there.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to like. I'm definitely not an open water lake fisherman unless I can see them like busting.
Yeah,
but it's really, really hard for me to picture when, where, how a fish would be like out there off, because I'm so cover oriented. Like I'm either thinking like point or wood or grassland. It's really hard for me to picture these bigger lakes where guys are out, like Jacob Wheeler or you or any of these guys out scoping. Like, and it's just hard to get through my head. Like, okay, there's fish going to be roaming, looking for bait. Like, I don't know.
But if you're in a pond, something small, it's easy to do. They're still going to relate to bottom, but they're just going to be out over open water doing it. So, or even close to the bank. Like, okay, right now, yeah, sure, I was catching them in 20 to 30 foot, but it was around shad. The shad, because that lake was so clear, were pushing off as the sun comes up, because shad spawn at night. And so that lake has a very particular kind of shad that's kind of dominant, which the smallmouth love, and it's alewives, which are actually related to a herring. And so those bass moved out. But, they were still relating to structure.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. I
So
need
if you're
to
out there, it's easy to throw just, parallel banks. Just don't let it fish it the same way you'd fish that deep crankbait, but fish it out there and count it down, a
I'm
quarter
not good
or
at
a
that.
half of the way.
Not good at that. I need to do it more, but
Dude, I've done that's like this is way before live scope, man. I could take you out and show you how to do it.
get your butt out here. Get your butt out here to the
Literally,
Midwest and we'll do
literally with just a 2D sonar. Like, I mean, man, I've done, I live in the Highlands. It ain't bank to bank, it's top to bottom down here.
sloth. Yes, dude, the tiny torpedo. I've got,
Yep.
well, I guess not the tiny torpedo. The regular torpedo, yes, is absolutely still a fish catcher, but I've got like a little tiny one. Maybe it was the regular size. I don't remember. Anyway, yes, you can just plop them. So it's kind of like a rip bait. You just kind of pop it and it goes boom, boom, boom. Or you can slow reel it and it's just got a real finesse, like it's like a extremely finesse whopper plopper. But yeah, usually just kind of short little.
If your bluegill are spawning right now, take that bait out. Take it right to the edge of those bluegill beds,
they
throw
are.
it in the bluegill bed and go out to where it drops off. Stay back off of it, and just as it gets on the deeper side of where those bluegills are, or if there's a creek channel or something, yes, do it right now. You're gonna have a good time.
Let's see. Sorry, just trying to go back and catch up here. I'm like 20 minutes behind on comments. So, oh yes, Tom, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. It's free. It helps out. Help out the DEBO channel if you like it. Drop a like, drop a sub. Go check out Hank Baskey. You drop him a like, a sub, follow all the things and the stuff.
I was just doing
cool
my
YouTubers
Vanna
say.
White, trying to get them to.
Oh, yeah, handsome fellow. Let's see. What else? What other lures? Anything else? Is there anything different you're going to try this year that normally you don't? You're like, I really want to try this. Oh, he's going to the packages. Let's see. What else we got? Owner cover shot. What is that one? Owner. Oh, yes. I think Awesome Ozzy, I did get some of those hooks. That's the other drop shot one, I think, right? Uh-oh, what is this? What the hell is that?
Starlink Go.
What?
Yes, man. Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Starlink.
it's like Starlink Internet?
Yes.
For your boat?
Yes.
What? To do what?
So I can do some live streams.
Oh, okay. Dang.
That's what I can't wait to play with.
Fancy.
So now I'm just going to hope I catch fish one day so I can,
catch fish. Yeah, SDZ fishing. I just picked up some. Yeah, I really like the BKK hooks. I first got on them when I got some stuff for the BFS when I was looking for some of those hooks and stuff. Yeah, they've got some cool stuff out there.
Yeah, BKK makes some killer hooks.
Scott, member for 41 months. I'll drink to that. Thanks, brother. Having some Sprite Zero, living on the edge.
Eat a Hostess donut.
Hostess donut. Swamp Lord all the way, dude. I love the Swamp Lord. It's so good. And I was going to shout this out specifically, Mike, for the Booyah. I think I'm a broken record on that. Old Smoky. And actually, I threw one in my pile for tomorrow. I'd go show you, but yeah, Daniel, with tariffs and everything else going on, yeah, everything is jumping right now. So even if the tariffs don't go in like to effect for some of this stuff because of what they were delayed, people were already raising prices. People were scalping companies. Yep. It's freaking crazy. So yeah, all the fishing stuff's going up. It sucks. It sucks.
It does. There's probably going to be some shortages too. There probably already is, which is why the prices are going up right now.
Ooh, what color Swamp Lord? The Bone, if you like to throw white. Is it Maverick, I think? Like the black and purple one is really cool. Or bluegill. If you fish around a bunch of bluegill, the bluegill one's good. Do you not have pickerel out your way, Hank?
Nope. Do not.
No pickerel.
We got
Question
some
for Hank.
gar, but I mean, they're not that, you know.
Oh, my favorite gar joke is when I went and fished with Jeff and Paul, the aggressively average anglers, the AAA anglers. Jeff made the good joke that now whenever I hear gar, I can't help think about it. But he said, what if we were to go out and catch some really big gar and scale them and make armor out of it? We could call it garmer. chain garmer, chainmail garmer. No, come on, Hank. That's funny. I don't care who.
That is funny.
Okay, question. Hank, have you used? Oh, there was another question about that. The Rio.
The Royal Rio.
Yeah.
Rico.
What is that?
Yeah, that's probably that's kind of the back and forth in my popper world, is it, and the prank. Oh, dude, it's a extremely expensive topwater that I only own like 3 of. But I mean, they sell them on Tech Warehouse. I mean, they're great, but they are.
I didn't see them out there.
They are they're by Lobina lures.
Yeah, I went and looked, but he said it seemed like it was a new lure he was pointing out, because it wasn't these.
Oh, they've got the one that's got the they've turned the eye sideways on it. They put the eye on the bottom so it looks like a dime bait fish. It's really all they've done. That's the newest one I've seen. Now, the Zoom Super Fluke, if we're talking about the Zoom Super Fluke.
Oh, no, this was a different question. So, yeah, here's the question for you. The Zoom Wing Fluke, if so, what are your thoughts compared to standard fluke?
Yes, I have. I have caught several fish on one. As a matter of fact, I caught one while I was picking a dumb move, speaking of the anti-reverse.
See? Don't use it.
It's the
devil.
Out of my reel. But
is that the one where you were doing something with the rod and you're like, I got a fish?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was like 20 foot down. Hey, to my point, it's 20 foot down, we're over 40 foot of water. And he's just swimming out there nowhere. But yeah, the Zoom Fluke, you know, it's got the kind of, I mean, there's a pattern to it, but it's up, down, sideways, you know. Any which way you rig the wing fluke, it's going to rise a little bit. And so you'll get this kind of more, you know, if you're just jerking it. So you're going to get a little bit of movement side to side out of it, a little more consistently.
Okay.
I mean, even on a ball head jig, I like to put a little bit of belly weight on mine. But I mean, again, of course, stupid fish are stupid deep, so I get tired of them.
People talking frog colors. Yeah, I go back and forth on I'm most confident with just an all black frog, but yeah, people will say like white for sunny days, black for overcast. And I've heard the exact opposite. People will die on that hill. Black for sunny days, white for overcast. I don't know. I've heard both ways. I think it comes down to a confidence thing. Like Chris, my buddy Chris, he pretty much always throws like a brim bluegill color most of the time from what I've seen. So I think it's just find something you're confident with.
Yeah, if I'm throwing one, it's definitely going to be a small one, probably a popper, and it's going to be some sort of, you know, bluegill color. Even if it's just a green, you know, green pumpkin or a watermelon red, which are very hard to find, to be honest.
Oh, Brian, that comment was minutes ago, but no, for that hook, it's a swim bait hook with a small 1/8 ounce hook. Oh, for the rage rig. Doesn't Owner have I thought Owner had one of those drop shot hooks. I know this was a question from forever ago. I'm sorry I'm going back to it, but that's going to drive me nuts now if I don't remember. Owner, what is it? Cover shot, right? Owner cover shot. Yeah, right there. Owner cover shot. That's the other one I've been using.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I looked at this earlier, and yeah, they're out. Like 1/0 or 2/0, I think is, or maybe a 1, depending on what size worm you're using, like a 4-inch. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that question, but I had to go look that up. Let's see, Coleman. Suggestions on a good jerkbait rod for under 80 doll hairs. a good jerkbait rod for under $80. I would say the only thing to watch out for is on some of those, like I know Hank and I both love the Iridex, and maybe he would still say that, but it's a bit soft. Like you
It
have to
is
kind of
soft. They are
yeah,
soft.
you have to kind of find that fine line of like not too soft, but fast enough where you can work it, and still have
Yep.
some tip to it. For $80,
Yeah, like a good jerkbait rod. It's hard to find one for $150 or less, in my opinion.
I was gonna say, like, I really like the Shimano Corrado one. That's $150, $60 rod.
Well, right there. That's what I'm saying. 100 rod.
I mean, honestly, I'm sure the Tatula rods, again, $100. I'm sure they've got one in there that would do good. And it's not that you can't use. I mean, you could definitely go Iridex. It's just soft. So as you're working the jerkbait, the tip does this a little bit. I mean, if you have a good like medium heavy, or a medium power, like fast action, like 6'10", you can make it work for sure. And if it's a little bit stiffer than you like, use mono.
I was probably, if I was going under $80, I'd even just for a rod, I'd probably just use a spinning rod. I mean, you can throw a medium fast that's on a little stiffer side to a medium heavy, fast, and I mean, you can cast those a mile. You got to get a little used to the side, to the whole, jerking it with basically two hands. At least some of us got to get used to that. Right?
Oh my gosh. Of course, we got Girth, hoodies, and Hank talking jerkbaits. It's alive, folks. Yeah, William, the popping perch. I actually had really good luck on the popping perch years back. I haven't thrown one for I don't know how long. There's Stubby Dog. We haven't had a Stubby Dog appearance in a while, have we? Hi, Moose. You want to say hi? Come here. I know you want me to go upstairs and cuddle, don't you? You're kind of needy. Come on up here and say hi to people. Get up here. Come on.
I think, and that's what I'm looking up right now, is I think Douglas has in that area. That's a pretty good rod. Now, again, it's a little on the soft side. Not quite as much
as Douglas rod.
Not as much as oh my God, I just went brain dead. The Daiwa Iridex. It's not that. Actually, that rod is really soft. Those rods are really soft.
Yeah, they definitely run.
They're a great buy, but they're really soft.
So Arc has the catalyzer, but I think they only are doing the medium heavy. You might actually here. Let me check their website. If they have a medium in it that's shorter, I'm guessing they don't have anything shorter than a 7 foot, which sucks. I like shorter than a 7 foot, but I would look. Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. Depends on if you're a boat or not. Yeah, if you're a boat, it's easy. True. But
very true.
Like from the bank or kayak, I like a 6'10". Yeah. But yeah, check out the Arc catalyzer because it's a little bit faster. Excellent budget rod for like $50. Get it on sale. But yeah, so Neil, looks like Neil had to split, but happy Father's Day. Thanks for the 5 bones, brother. Appreciate you, my friend. Happy Father's Day, buddy. Let's see.
I've not tried any of the Ugly Stick carbons. I've not tried any of their new stuff.
Oh, dude. I've only got the medium heavy whatever one. It's so comfortable in hand. Like however they did the grip is like I've got one back here I was just messing with. Here, I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it. I'll prove it, Stubby. I'll prove it. Oh, you think I'm lying? You thought I was lying to you?
No, I believe you.
Oh, okay. But anyway, like it looks big and gaudy, but like when you hold it, because I put my pinky behind the reel trigger, like it just glues into like some of them. They get the trigger too far back.
You mean the proper way to hold a bait casting reel?
Do people hold it different?
No.
Some people hold them like this.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty good anglers do that, and I'm going, man, is that not breaking your wrist?
Yeah,
there's no.
I know some people will put their pinky in front of it and hold it like this. So yeah, whatever's comfortable for you. But If you hold it like this, it's one of those that just, I don't know. For moving baits, this is the which one? 7-foot medium heavy fast, rated for lures up to 3/4 ounce, and it's a softer fast.
What are they priced out at?
I think these are $70.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I don't know how sensitive it would be for like a Texas rig or something like that, but for a moving bait, and the comfort of it was the big thing for me. Like, I know when I put a reel on this, like I have a chatterbait on here now. When I picked this up, I was like, dude, like it just locks in. And one thing, look at that. If you put your finger up there, it's got a smooth reel nut, so it doesn't chew your finger. But yeah, they've got like I don't know what you would call it. It's almost like a bike grip, like,
oh yeah,
it's not wind grip, but it's like I don't even know what you'd call it. Like, it's almost like a soft Velcro, like the plasticky side of Velcro, you know?
wow,
Or like soft. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, cool rod. I like them. Well, that one anyway. I guess I haven't used all the different. Oh my gosh, that was calendar. Help me, Tom Cruise. Hey, anyway, before I knock the shelf over. Thoughts on the Vixen? I've only got some of the Vixen repops, I think, overrated. But I've never used the old one, so I can't really say, to be honest. But I don't know. I've used other ones that I have confidence in. Are you an OG Vixen thrower?
No.
I got a couple of the repops, and actually, funny enough, that day, Dad was throwing the Vixen, and I outfished him like 4-1, 5-1, throwing one of the Do-It ones that I painted in a special translucent color, which it's like the same. It's the exact same like body style. It's like a knockoff of the Vixen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've also had days throwing a Spook versus somebody else throwing the Vixen and did better. So. But yeah, I've never used the OGs. Some people swear by them. I think it's a confidence thing, like anything. Some people swear by those old Excalibur lipless, and they're like, "Oh, it's definitely different from the Booyah One Knocker or whatever," you know.
I just think like those Vixens got a snub nose, right?
Yeah, it's got a nose that kind of does that on it.
Yeah, they're just meant for different water. I think. I swear. I'm very picky about the nose on my topwater baits.
You want like a rounded nose?
Yeah. If I'm in clear water, especially if I'm fishing deep, I want that rounded nose to get that big wide walk. And then if I've got a little bit of chop to a little bit dirtier water or a lot of chop, that's when I start throwing those like, that's got the snub nose because they're going to spit a little more water. And they generally tend not to walk as wide as, like a rounded off nose bait.
I guess I haven't tested and thought about that. Interesting. Smitty, best summer soft plastic. Depends. What are we talking about? I mean, a Senko is hard to beat for summer, or a Fluke,
or a ginormous ribbon tail worm.
Ooh, that's very true. Yeah, 8-inch Berkeley. You can go big, but like 8-inch, I think is a great do-it-all size. Berkeley power bait. Oh yeah, Tequila Sunrise.
Yep,
it's home, baby. Snag proof. Have you done much with the snag proof frogs? People kept saying like the Bobby's Perfect frog. Multiple people were saying that's like the best frog, and I wasn't impressed with it.
I haven't really messed with any of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Right there, William. I've been wanting to try a Bobby's Perfect frog. William, I've got some. I'll send you a couple.
Timely comment.
William just sent me some cool paracord things that he had made. So, William, I know I owe you. You've sent me a few packages here. William. Bobby. Oh, Bobby. Right there. Okay. That's writing with my left hand. Looks like my...
I can't believe you're using a whiteboard like that. Of course, look.
Hey, what do you mean? Look what you got right up there. I say, look what you got right up there.
Whiteboard,
You're telling me, I can't believe I'm using a whiteboard. Get out of here.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are old.
Yeah, I forget stuff. You should look at my, like, I've got a notes tab on my phone because.
Oh, yeah. So 100%.
Let's see. No. Hello, Debo and panel. CF, what's going on? Spinner crushed this spring. I do love me a good spinner bait bite.
That's kind of done over. That's we getting that, spring and into the shad spawn, and then that kind of goes away. That's when we like to throw a swim jig too.
Josh, I need to talk. So I had somebody, I forget who it was, somebody that lives up there hit me up and asked what I was doing, where I was fishing. So yeah, I'm not doing the tournament, Josh. No, I don't need to borrow a measuring board. No, I'm not going to measure fish because fish are meant to be weighed, not measured. So I golf clap, everybody.
I agree.
No, I don't know what my plans are. I'm gonna have to see who all's going up there if I'm gonna do like an Airbnb with somebody. I figured closer to that time I would start hitting people up. But yeah, so now is the conundrum. I don't know if everybody's fishing the tournaments up there. Do I want to fish the tournament lakes? Because then I'm just gonna feel like a total poser fishing the tournament lakes with everybody, or do I go fish a different lake and then just meet up with everybody at night and hang out? So I don't know. I am still going. I have time off for it, but plans, I have no clue. Yeah, Bruce, dude, there's multiple things that are hopping up. Yeah, the LFS is no longer the king of the $99 reels. SLX is going to hold that unless it goes up. Yep, rip. Hey, rip anti-reverse in the LFS. Or what is it? Not anti-reverse. I guess it would be anti-reverse. Yeah. I've seen some of the Daiwas went up. I don't know that Shimano has yet. Are they going to be able to withstand the waves and not increase? That'd be pretty crazy. I don't know.
I don't know.
Corey, I found a few new JDM shops. I see no tariff prices even on some large orders I've made, just received on Friday. That's interesting. I never thought about that. How is that going to affect the JDM stuff? Because they're not paying the import stuff. That's what we're eating. So would that change if you're ordering directly from Japan?
Yeah, because it still has to come through custom.
Yeah, I don't know how that'll work.
But, their tariffs are different than, like.
Right, they're still paying our tariffs on stuff. So, I mean.
Yeah, the big fight on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked into that. That's an interesting thought, though. Ozark Trail Popper, $3 and works. Yeah, I would say replace the hooks, William. I will tell you a steal is the Ozark Trail lipless is actually a super solid lipless. If you want a loud rattling lipless, that is. Replace the hooks, but dude, it's a solid little lipless. Great sound to it, great profile. For like $2, something like that, $2.50. Let's see. Wet dog smell right there again. Who's going to be around for the St. Cloud trip? Actually, was it you? I think it was you. You are the wet dog smell that hit me up, right? Was your I just now thought of that. Or maybe you messaged me. Hold on, let's see. Who was it? Not Justin. Not that it matters, I guess, but I'd have to go through my emails. Chris, was it Chris? No, not Chris. Okay, anyway. Oh, Greg. Greg, are you that person? Oh, it is. Yes. You were the person I was talking about, wet dog smell. So yes, now I'm wondering, do I want to go fish like somewhere with you? And like if other people are going to go fish other places that aren't in the tournament, maybe less crowded? I don't know. I'll be up there though, dude. So we'll figure something out. If we can't fish together, at least we'll hang out at campfire or do something. It'll keel. I barely shaking the wing fluke on a rock bottom with the right belly weight. They'll just roll side to side. Yeah. Have you done much with the whole minnow stuff? Like, are you big in the minnow? I know obviously you do the Demiki rigging, it's kind of more vertical, but like, do you do much of the cast and retrieve, like the whole, what do they call it? Hubber rig or whatever the hell the name is.
Yeah. Just call it cool kids. It's just, that's all it is. It's a ball head. I call it the minnow.
Yep. shaking them in, or have you tested many baits and like the heads and stuff?
Yeah. God almighty, so many. Dude,
What would you say like because I want to try it more. It's an intriguing technique. Not that I'm going to be doing it on live, live scope or anything, but what are like a couple of your favorites?
Man, especially in the clear water, it's got, I think, a lot more to do with color than anything. And not to mention you can catch a ton of bass on them. And you can keep them up a little bit more because they float. But I mean, I've got a bunch that I like, but this one, and I think it's really overall just sheer color. And it's this kind of flat ghost shad color, but it has really come on, and it's nothing special. It doesn't roll unless you put it on a queen tackle rolling head, and that is the good old Baby Z2 by Strike King. It just seems like it's outperformed everything else I've fished here lately, and I know it's just because it is so subtle and is that color, that ghost shad color. I mean, I go through a lot, man, from, everybody's left the Demiki, I mean, I think they don't think about it as much as they used to, but I mean, it's so subtle, such a small profile, it catches fish real good. And I mean, the Yum, I love that they come out with the bigger sizes. And then, a lot of those others that just shake around, man. I mean, gosh, dude, they're okay. So far, they stood out to me like seems like everybody goes on about. And dude, I've got a lot of freaking hours doing this.
And maybe you said it, but this is one thing that I've heard is tying like a little loop knot to the head instead of worrying. So maybe you just said that as I was going through comments. Sorry, but you see all these crazy heads, and from what I've heard from people is you just need a round ball head, tie a loop knot, and it'll almost do the exact same thing.
Yeah, it'll it does almost the exact same thing. So to me, color and size, matching the hatch is a big deal. Like on one of the little lakes in Virginia I fished this year, I'll throw a 5-inch. It's going to be a pretty big, generally almost always is a pretty big key when you see those bigger shad out there. And, I think that's the thing. I think everybody started throwing a 3-inch, and now we're seeing them all the way up to, it's the reverse of the swim bait craze, because the original swim bait, I'm not talking about hard swim baits, the original soft plastic swim bait craze was brought on. There was a few, predecessors, but it got really big when, of course, the pros hit it, and Smith Mountain with the Bastrix. And then everybody kind of was big and went small. Now it's complete opposite with the Minnow, which is basically replacing the swim bait out there. Is now it's everybody started small. Now you got those DEBO'S, and those fish rollers that are 9 inches and stuff. It's real funny. So I'm old, guys.
Right.
And somebody asked about the slider craze. Yes, I have sliders. I do remember this.
Oh, that's interesting, Dustin. Bobby's Perfect Frog has had versions that are better than the others. Yeah, I guess I've only got the newer one that came out a couple years ago. I bought a few. I just wasn't impressed.
I'm going to show you.
So. Walleye has to be measured. That's where I'm at. Yeah. So the only thing that I do measure and fish that should be measured are panfish. Panfish should be measured to make sure you're keeping the right size. Bass should be weighed. So.
You want to know how crazy I went with the minnow bait craze?
Jeez, dude. Holy crap.
Dude. I mean, I went a little crazy.
TJ. Talk to your boy TJ about tariffs. Says TJ ordered from Japan and had an issue. Ruh-roh. I'll have to hit him up and see what happened with him.
Really?
Ay. Let's see. Hey, Jim, I'd be down for Meetup St. Cloud for a meetup of the DEBO'S disciples. Dude, whoever made the DEBO'S disciple account absolutely cracks me the hell up. Yeah, but I'll have to get ready get notifications out closer to that time to see who all is going to be there and what we want to do. Would be a lot of fun. I'm down. Any other suggestions from Minnesota folks? Yep, I'm down. Whatever. Whatever y'all want to do, I am down. I don't necessarily have to fish the tournament spots that everybody's fishing. I'm all caught up. I'm caught up on comments.
So,
yeah,
what do you
what's
think
up?
about iCast this year?
Interestingly enough, who was that? Did somebody have him on a live? Was it when I was watching with you about potentially being the last iCast? Somebody was saying it was on a live. Somebody was talking about it, and they said that, you know, with the fishing industry, the way things are going with tariffs, with price increase, and the lack of what would you call it? I guess exposure for the price, because it's expensive to go down that these companies pay.
Yeah, you're going down in July to Orlando, you know, where the greatest place on earth is, or whatever.
Yeah, and it's,
I mean, in July.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, you know, people talking about cutting the fat off, you know, skimming the fat, you know, trying to get leaner with, you know, prices and stuff, the way things have been going, if it's going to be the last one. I don't know. I've never been. I said next year I wanted to make it a point to go. Jeff and Paul, you know, are going. They're like, dude, you got to go. It's great for networking. It's great to talk to these companies. I'm like, yeah, I really should do it. And then I was watching that on live, somebody's show, and I'm like, oh, great, of course. The year I dedicate to go to it, 2026, and they're like, 2025, last year, no more iCast. Well, piss.
I don't think they'll get away from it, even if it's smaller, changed areas. I think, because you got to remember what iCast really is. It really has nothing to do with, you know, unveiling the new baits to the public. It's all about unveiling the new baits to the buyers.
Right. Yeah. It's all networking with the buyers and
that's
distributors.
Really, we're just lucky they let us in to be able to come down and shoot videos about it. But they know that helps, you know, get people to want to come there too.
Right. Right.
So, but it is a great place to go network and talk to people and see people. It's the reason I'm going back this year. I didn't go last year, but I'm going to go back this year. They'll have something like that because everybody's got to get together and sell their wares and buy their wares to resell their wares. So there'll always be some sort of show. May not be open to the public, I think, to do that. Because, yeah, sure, there's a lot of big companies down there, but there's a lot more small companies. I mean, single boothers, there's a ton.
Right. So, yeah, it's a trade show. Exactly. Let us say, it's a trade show for them. Whoops. All right. Let's see. We're going to get if anybody's got a question, you better get them in now. We're at an hour 30. I didn't realize we were this late, dude. I'm sorry. I guess my technical difficulties took me an hour to get going here. So, but if you got questions, get them in now. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to. Oh yeah, the sales are moving to online shows. Yeah, that's an interesting thing too. I also thought, kind of like Hank was saying, could they move to a smaller venue and make it where it's like one person allowed and they just kind of condense it so it's not as much? Then when it loses its allure, you know, of all the fanciness, putting up the things. I don't know. Would they focus more on the classic with all the people there to make it? I don't know.
That would be a really good, because I mean, those are your two big shows.
Truthfully. Right. And you've got the one open to the public versus the trade show that's, you know, just all distributors and, you know, sellers and stuff. Well, this is a fun one to end on. Techniques you want to improve on this year. Well, at the beginning of the year, I think I said deep cranking, swim baits. Like I've said, I think every year for the past 3 or 4 years, swim baits. I had one really good swim bait day. I threw it last weekend, couldn't catch crap on it. I had a bunch of follows, some good fish. I could not get him to commit again, and I was chopping it. So I don't know. Deep crankbaits. Throwing a deep crank tomorrow. One of these OSP plugs. That's my goal. How about you, Hank?
Man, you know, this is always a tough question for me because I've got so many.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, because I'm pretty good at everything.
No.
I'll say, oh, gosh.
No. Look, I've got a bait from Duo that I'm not even allowed to show you right now.
Oh,
I really like the action on it. There's, I don't know, man. Like, I've got some plans for some of the Harry baits this summer.
did you say Harry
Uh,
Bates?
yeah, any of the Harry dice or balls or
I
all
was
those.
like, what are Harry Bates?
So that's what I lovingly refer to them
Oh
as.
yeah.
I've got some, especially, like, I really hate that I didn't have Duo's got these little bugs, and it's kind of like the big ones that's got the wings out, kind of like the play on the
Oh,
old
like a crawler type bait.
yeah, like a crawler type bait, but they're real small,
Hmm.
and I need a really light rod to cast them. So I ain't set one up yet, but some of those, just there's just a plethora of Topwater that I want to toy with this
I
year.
like Topwater. Topwater's fun. All right, well, I think I got through. I even had some start here. All right, well, I think we're through it. Well, listen, if you've not followed Bass Geek, give him a follow. The old Hank the Tank out there in Tennessee, if you can't tell from his drawl, give him a follow. Otherwise, thank you to him, and thank you everybody for continuing to watch, support. Means the world to me. We're out. I'll be back again next weekend or the weekend. I don't know. I'll let you know. Love y'all. Thanks. Bye.